Welcome. I'm Jessica Lani Rich, host of Inspire You and Me. It's an inspirational show where we talk to people who are making a difference. On this week's show, we have the swimming coach for the University of Hawaii at Manoa, Elliot Ptasnik, networking expert Samantha Haas. And we're on the road to the Central District Fair at Honolulu Community College for middle school students and high school students. And be sure to stay tuned for the Animal Lovers Clip of the Week. We'll have all that and more, and we'll be back right after this.
5914-777. Shoot-a-wah. Who's got the best deals in Vegas around? Who's got the best job? Call 5914-777 today. Vacations Hawaii. Vacations Hawaii. Vacations Hawaii. Good luck, we go play. 5914-777 today. Good luck. We go play.
We are very pleased to have as our special guest on the show. He is a swimming coach for the University of Hawaii at Manoa. Please welcome Coach Elliot Ptasnik. Welcome, Coach Elliot.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, it's really nice to have you here because swimming is such an exciting sport. And how did you get into being a coach?
Well, it's not the traditional path. I was a finance major out of college, and I got a job in investment banking in Wall Street in New York City. I did that for 2 years, realized it wasn't for me, and joined some friends who started up a Learn to Swim program. I was with them for 9 years, and we grew the school to 4,000 kids.
Wow.
Started a swim team, and then in 2016, I took some athletes to compete for the U.S. Olympic team at Olympic trials, and I had literally taught them how to swim over the course of 8 or 9 years.
That is amazing. That is quite a success record that you have doing that. And it's interesting, you mentioned the Olympics, because when I think of swimming, and I'm sure a lot of other people too, I do think of the Olympics. I think of Michael Phelps, and I think of, the awards and them standing up there and the stamina that they have and the discipline that they have. And you embody that as a coach and pass that on to your team.
Yes, absolutely. I've had the opportunity to go to the last 2 Olympics in London and Rio to support my good friend. His name is Anthony Irvin. And in the last Olympics in 2016, he won a gold medal in the 50 freestyle, so he was the fastest human in water. So that was a great experience.
As a swimming coach, is the goal to get to the Olympics?
It excites us all. It's the Olympics are huge. It's motivating for myself as a fan, as a former swimmer, as a coach. That's the end-all, be-all in our sport. Probably what I enjoy the most is developing character, especially in college. They come in at 17 or 18 years old. It's their first time away from home. And then 4 years later when they leave, they're young adults and ready to go into society with a career. So helping them make that transition and just putting good people in the society, that's our main objective.
What drew you to Hawaii?
3 things off the top of my mind. First would be the potential of the team. We have a wonderful training facility. It's a wonderful environment here with fresh air and outdoors. And we have great support by the athletic department, so there's a lot of potential. Second, there's a visible aquatic community here, which is very cool as a swimmer. We have master swimmers, open water swimmers that really support us all around the community. And then third, more on a personal level, would just be the active and healthy and outdoors lifestyle.
On your team, there are international students. How do you bring them all together?
It's great. We love it. There's so many unique personalities and perspectives of the sport in general, and bringing them all together in one place for us to grow together is very special. We do have an extremely diverse team with around 13 different countries on the team, from all 4 corners of the United States. And it's very special. I think our team's diversity also reflects the diversity of Hawaii. So we're happy, very happy about it.
Tell us a little bit about your program. How often do you practice?
Sure. Well, they're in the water 9 times a week. So that's 9 swimming workouts. 3 weightlifting sessions, and 2 dryland sessions. So in total, it's around 18 to 20 hours per week of training. So it is a part-time job being a student athlete. Our women have won our conference 3 years in a row. Our men in the past 3 years have gone from 3rd to 2nd to 1st. We recently just recorded the highest team GPA in history.
Fantastic.
We have NCAA All-Americans in both sides in swimming and diving, and we will make an impact at the U.S. Olympic Trials and the Tokyo Olympic Games.
How do students not only practice in the pool every day, but also keep up their grades? How do you inspire them to do that?
Sure. If I were to prioritize, our goals, number one would be that they're confident, they're positive in their mental health, they believe in themselves, and they're good people and good teammates. Second would be academic performance, because really collegiate athletics is just 3.5 years, but that degree and how you do in college will translate into the next decade of your life. And then third on the list would probably be athletic performance, but if those first 2 are in line, then the third one will happen.
The name of our show is Inspire You and Me. Coach Elliot, what inspires you?
Well, I'd say in the swimming and the performance side of things, the moment of triumph, like when it all comes together. And for each one of our swimmers, I have a visual of that in my mind, where it's the big meet and they touch the wall and they look at the scoreboard and there's just this moment. And that's really when all the hard work pays off. And that's just a beautiful moment. I keep all the pictures of those moments. If I don't have the picture, they're in my mind. On a personal side, I kind of go by a motto, swim to travel and travel to swim. Swimming has taken me all around the world a few times. It's taken me to meets like the Olympics. I have friends in the swimming community all over the world. I love spreading the knowledge of swimming, traveling to different places. I've done swim camps and clinics in China, Taiwan, Thailand, Dubai, just all over the place. And just, it's all for the love of swimming, and I love that.
And what do you love most about swimming?
What do I love the most is probably the journey. Often these athletes in swimming get caught up in time standards or dropping 1/10 of a second, but success is not always linear. It's not just success point A to point B. There's ups and downs, there's failures. So it's very important that they learn from those failures to be a better athlete and a better person. And so that journey is something that we always talk about. When they're 40 years old, they probably won't remember their best swim time, but they'll remember those traveling meets together, their teammates, and the journey they took to get where they are today.
In closing, is there anything else you'd like us to know that you haven't already shared with us?
Well, overall, Hawaii swimming and diving is on the rise, as is all of UH athletics, and we have a wonderful athletic director, David Matlin, who's leading the charge. As I mentioned before, we were conference champions, had the highest grade point average in team history, and we are really making a move for the Tokyo Olympic Games. With that said, we always need support, especially financial support for travel costs, new equipment, conference rings when we win. So if anybody out there would like to support UH Swimming and Diving, we have a UH Aquatic Enrichment Fund through the UH Foundation, and we would love the support.
Thank you so much, Coach, for taking
Thank
time
you.
out of your very busy schedule and getting out of the pool, so to speak, and being with us. It's really been a pleasure, and I wish you continued success.
Thank you so much.
The law firm of Cronin Freed is proud to sponsor Inspire You and Me, a show about people in our community who are making a difference. I'm Rick Freed, and our law firm of 16 attorneys handles major injury cases, choosing to devote our considerable talent and staff to those injured people and victims for whom we can make a great difference. We hope that you will be inspired to follow your dreams and find your purpose.
We we are very pleased to have as our guest on the show. She is a networking expert, and we're going to find out a little bit more about what that is. Please welcome Sam Haas. Welcome, Sam.
Thank you so much, Jessica, for having me.
Sam, you are the networking queen, so to speak. You belong to over 24 trade organizations and nonprofit agencies. What kind of benefits do people get, and yourself, for being involved in so many organizations?
To sum it up, I would say networking is getting yourself out there, and instead of letting things come to you, go out and make a difference. In terms of the associations and things like that, getting involved, being part of the business community, and really just trying to take life in your hands and go out and make things happen for yourself.
Sam, you're involved with over 24 organizations and nonprofit agencies. What are some of the benefits of that?
Sure, and I think everything's different for everybody, right? It just depends on what their job is, what your passion is. But the thing is, in life, things don't just come to you, right? Staying at home and spending the evenings or lunch times or stuck in your office all day is really not going to make any difference. And if you think that things are just going to come to you and your life and everything's going to get better, that's actually, not true, right? And so very simply, belonging to all these things allows me to set my own destiny, and it allows me to give back to the community and learn skills and meet people that I probably never would, and allows me a lot of opportunities to further my career, make friendships, and most importantly, build long-lasting relationships.
You are a go-getter, that's for sure. Now, a lot of people, Sam, some people, actually myself included, sometimes I'm shy when I go to, let's say, a social mixer, something, or a cocktail party that is a business situation where I don't know anybody. What kind of advice can you give to people like me who are a little on the shy side?
Sure, absolutely. And you know what? Everyone is in the same position you are, and you just have to remember that. If you're probably somebody that is more extroverted than most people, so if you just imagine what everyone else is thinking, it'll make you feel at ease. But number one, I would say if you're really trying to meet people and you're focused on a specific person, you need to know what's going on. You need to read newspapers, you need to read articles about your industry, and you need to know who the people are going to be that are there that you want to meet, as well as what can you do, who else can you connect. And I think making introductions for people to other people is the first way to start, and that's the best icebreaker. I'd also recommend making jokes. Doesn't matter what it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know a good joke?
You know what? It doesn't have to be something like that. It could just be just a sly little funny comment that you make on the buffet line. So anything is an icebreaker, and I think people are just waiting for somebody else to do that, and you could wait the entire event and it never happens. So it's up to you to start that conversation and make it a valuable, worthwhile part of your time.
So basically you're saying if you do want to meet people, you need to reach out to them.
Absolutely. Everyone is shy, and including myself. Sometimes I go to an event and I'm just not in the mood to talk to anybody. But you know what? It's really about how can you help other people, and if you think about that first, it'll come back to you in the end. So my advice is if you know a couple people there already, introduce them. You can always start with that, and you'll be amazed at how the ball starts rolling after that.
How do you find the time to be part of over 24 trade organizations and nonprofits?
You know what? You got to make the time. I'm a very firm believer, if you can, and it's something that your work allows, work when you want to work. I'll wake up some mornings at 7 and 7:30 and work, and then other days I need to do a couple of personal errands or pick up my dry cleaning, and I have no problem doing that on a Tuesday. I'll work nights, I'll work weekends, but it's a balance, and I think that's the most important thing. It's what you like. If certain activities or certain things you do are more fun to you or more passionate than others, then focus on those. And I think when you do that, there's really no work to do. It's just all, it all bleeds into each other.
Sam, you have won a number of awards. What inspires you?
I'm just going to sound corny and say my parents, but it really is true. They're both entrepreneurial. They both had businesses, and they were able to attend all of my games and things like that growing up. But at the same time, they'd work on the weekends, they'd work at night, and they just made it work. It's all about balance, and I think that they nailed that right on the head. Most importantly, in addition to my parents, the founder of our company, someone that I really just look up to and inspired to be. If I could be a tenth of a good person that he is, I would be so thrilled in life.
Sam, you were so successful in networking with so many people. What advice can you give to others?
I think my biggest advice would be, you're never going to meet anybody at home. If I was somebody and I potentially thought there could be other opportunities, whether it be in work or other relationships in life, I would go out there and try to find people to meet and opportunities that are there that you need to go and take advantage of. The more that you read, the more that you stay in the know of what's going on, and the more that you put yourself out there and talk to people, the better. If you go to an event, you need to talk to people. If you stand in the corner, it's no better than if you just stayed at home.
Sam, thank you so much for not staying at home and for coming to our TV home here. And I wish you continued success. And thank you so much for sharing your wealth of knowledge with us. I wish you continued success.
Thank you so much, Jessica. You too. Thank you for having me.
Unique, majestic, inspiring. Hawaii's hidden gem on the windward side. Just a short scenic drive will take you to one of the most extraordinary locations in the world. We specialize in conferences, meetings, retreats, business functions, social events, and off-premise catering. Delectable cuisine, stunning panoramic views, and excellence in first-class service. Let Ko'olau Ballrooms and Conference Center make your event a memorable experience.
We're here with Lani Arakaki. She is the Central District Science Fair Director. Welcome.
Thank you. Welcome to our fair.
Yes, thank you, Lani. This is amazing. Tell us a little bit about what's going on.
Well, every year we allow the students from the Central District schools to have a culminating event here at the Honolulu Community College. So we open up our fair to students that have done maybe work in their schools or in their classes, and we culminate it here, and the teachers get to pick, or the schools pick, who should come to be a part of this fair.
Now, this science and engineering fair, it requires a lot of work, doesn't it?
Yes, a lot of work. A lot of the teachers have to give up some extra time with the students. The students give up a lot of extra time to either go meet with mentors from the universities or the community colleges, or they go and find outside resources to help them to get going on their research projects.
How many schools are represented here today, and how many middle schools?
We have 6 schools total. We have 2 middle schools, Aliamanu Middle and Moanlo Middle, and 4 high schools.
That's a lot, and there are so many different ideas. I think you must be so impressed with the creativity and the energy and the thought that has gone into the projects today.
Yes, there is a lot of thought, a lot of energy, as you can feel in the room. But the kids work really hard. They set out to accomplish a task, and they embark on that journey, and they see it all the way through.
And so your mission or your main purpose in this fair is?
My main purpose or my mission really is to allow students to explore in avenues that maybe they're interested in or have a passion for, or they just kind of want to know a little bit more about that maybe they're not really doing in the class itself. So it allows them to go beyond and think beyond.
Yes, well, Lani, thank you so much for being the director of this Science and Engineering Fair. It's pretty exciting because we're looking at our future here.
Yes, and that's what is exciting. They're really inspiring. They do work hard. They know where they want to go, I think, in the future. So they're really striving to be better and become better for themselves.
Speaking of them being inspiring, what inspires you?
I think it's just the thoughts and ideas that they have, that they are looking at the world around them, that they're not just sitting in 4 walls every day, that they are taking a look at their environment, they're taking a look at things that interest them and pursuing maybe future careers. And I think that's what's exciting. And then they're even looking at the engineering projects, you're seeing innovation, you're seeing ideas that maybe we'll see later in the future, we never know.
Lani, thank you so much, and we really appreciate the opportunity to be here today.
Thank you so much for coming.
Tell us about your project.
So we were testing the strength of banana bioplastics, And bananas are commonly found in tropical areas like Hawaii. And in our research, we found hydrochloric acid and sodium hydroxide were two chemicals that were found in these types of tests. And then so we combined the two of them using different molarities, a 0.25 molar and a 0.1 molar. And then we tested them with two C-clamps, and we pulled them apart and measured exactly where they broke. And this is how we measured their strength and how they would hold up in an environment.
Instead of using regular plastics to pollute our ocean, you are trying a banana peel bioplastic that would be more natural.
Yeah, but we would have to do a lot more testing, bigger sample sizes, and trying to find the way to make them more waterproof, because they still get a little mushy when they're exposed to water. But yeah, we think that this could be a possible solution to our plastic problem.
Whenever we were doing our research, we actually found different ways of making bioplastics. And so we wanted to find different ways that would make it both cost effective and better for the environment. So that's how we got sodium hydroxide and hydrochloric acid. While furthering our research, we actually found banana peels and potato peels were actually very rich in starch. And so we thought that banana peels would be the better solution because they're mostly cost effective, and there's so many banana peels in our environment. There's 1.4 billion bananas that are wasted every single day. And so what better idea than to just make use of those banana peels to better our environment.
So what have you learned from this whole process?
It was a lot of going into our teacher's classroom after school, during recess. So there was a lot of sacrifices that had to be made. But it was a really fun experience to learn more from this science fair project, but also balancing this school and other commitments that we had outside of school. And it was just all time management and stuff like that. But I think all of our hard work really paid off here.
I think so too. You did a great job. And Jacqueline, what did you learn from this project, and what inspires you about this project?
So I learned that it's not just about recycling in our community and environment, but there's also other ways for us to get involved, like implementing bioplastics and using them as a sufficient resource for our everyday lives. And so I was really inspired by this because I did not know that bioplastics actually existed. So I just wanted to learn more about how to positively affect our environment in that sense.
Thank you. I'm here with Nevaeh Wright. She's a middle school student, and you did a project all about hair. What gave you the idea to do this?
I'm very passionate about hair care and just your hair's health in general. It just reveals a lot about you and how you take care of yourself. So if you want to try to make your hair look nice and presentable for the day, I found some homemade ingredients and organic ingredients for your hair that are away from all those pretty much bad things. So sulfate, parabens, anything that your hair just doesn't really necessarily need, and more the organic, natural stuff that your hair is going to absorb and thrive off of.
You have beautiful hair, by the way. So did you take your own advice and use it on your hair?
I did. So I actually did a study right here over a month time, and I used the shampoo on my own hair to get the kind of different results between before when I used store-bought shampoo and then after when I used homemade shampoo.
And so what have you learned, Nevaeh, with this whole science project?
I've learned that natural and organic products are very, very good for your hair, and necessarily store-bought shampoos aren't necessarily beneficial to your hair because they are targeted towards all hair types. And naturally for your hair, that's not good for your hair. Your hair is very specific on what it needs and what it kind of wants to absorb itself, and everybody's hair is different. Everybody's keratin levels are different. Everybody's hair follicles are different. Everybody's is different. So what your hair needs isn't necessarily specific to a store-bought. So that's what I kind of wanted to get across here.
What inspires you?
My aunt does hair, and I think it's really cool that she gets to do hair every day, and I know she said something about her clients having a really hard time with her hair, finding something for their hair and stuff. So I wanted to kind of find some all-natural alternatives to the store-bought kind of chemical-y ingredients. So
Nevaeh, thank you so much for your wonderful project, and I think you did a great job.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
When you feel like Vegas, there's just one place to stay. Find it at the Cow. Grab a drink at the Holo Holo Bar. There's just one place to play. Find it at the Cow. We got a fresh, hot look, a new sports book. We got those local meals, just like Auntie cooks. Aloha spoken here. Bet you find it at the Cow.
Look now at thecow.com.
We hope that you've enjoyed our show this week. I'm going to leave you with a rich thought for the day. Prosperity comes in different forms. True prosperity is not just about material things, but also about nurturing relationships and achieving your personal goals. Think about it. Until we meet again, I'm Jessica Lani Rich. Take care.
My, it's a beautiful world. I like surfing Waikiki. I like to paddle out beyond the white breakers, where a man can still be free, or a woman if you are one. Yes, I do like surfing Waikiki. My, it's a beautiful world. My, it's a beautiful world. Oh, my, it's a beautiful world. My, it's a beautiful world.
The hardest thing in life is letting go of a loved one. Finding the right provider can be essential in your time of need. Celebrate your loved one with Ballard Family Mortuaries. We offer a full range of cremation and burial services on Oahu, Maui, Hilo, and Kona, with professional guidance and specialized attention you can trust at the most affordable cost. Call us today for a free consultation on funeral service options available to you and your family. Ballard Family Mortuary Group, serving Hawaii since 1997.